And this is our Tuesday perspectives of what's happening here in the markets. Hey, Mike, how you doing today, buddy?
Good morning, Coach. I'm okay. The market perspective is not to kill your segue. It's almost, yeah, go ahead. I don't know what to say.
Okay. All right. Just a couple of things I want to cover. I just want to show our viewers this blue line, which comes in where a lot of the bears want to start selling above 43, like 43.30. So that still shows some upside.
Yeah.
I think what could propel it would be for the dollar to come off again, maybe pull back to 102.5, risk on weak dollar, because the euro's been very weak. So if we could get a euro bounce, say to 109, that would be a window for the market to achieve those upside objectives. Even the gold, and I still don't think you missed GFI, because are you still seeing them back up the call positions
No, I'm
on
not.
GFI?
No.
Okay, because
And you know
I'm
why?
thinking, go ahead.
The answer is no. Go ahead.
All right, because I'm thinking, see this move we had from here? Call it 18, $3.50. So $3.50 from here is going to be 12.50. This prior high is what I'd be looking for entries. Write it down.
Yeah,
gotcha. It may not come for a while, but
no, I got
that's that. And something that's trading differently today is, dare I say the word, Apple put in a key reversal yesterday.
Well, it was that meeting. They had that meeting.
Yeah, on the goggle news for 3,500.
Well, you know what that was, Coach? It was just another reason for them to sell off the Apple and let it cool off, and they take other things up. So,
and that's my segue into rotation here, Mike. There've been a couple days when the S&P has been outperforming the Qs. Late last week, and
it's happening today.
Yes, and today again. So they're rotating, cashing out some of the gains they've had in big tech, because the bears are saying this: it's been a narrow advance. It's been 8 stocks, and the bulls are saying that's okay because it's going to broaden out. Are you seeing it beginning to broaden out, Mike?
Yeah, I am. Very much so. You want to share the screen?
Yeah, I want to give it to you now, bro. I'm really going to give it to you.
And share screen. Let's go to, where are we? Mike V. Let me get us out of here. But first of all, I want to say a couple of things before the answer is yes. Let me go to TradeGATEHub for a second. I'm not going to go through the rigmarole about the YouTube button and how we're free, the red YouTube button to find our videos. And what happened here? I can't go up any further. Oh, I went down. And about how this is a free situation, for lack of a better term, because as I'm scrolling, I want to get to the point. And believe me, it's relevant. Is this the handful of anointed? This is what Mike Santelli point.
Okay.
And by the way, I paraphrase this in a couple of different people that post. This is basically hitting the nail on the head. The handful of anointed brand mega cap names insulate the tape, like Apple did. While the majority of stocks price in a pronounced slowdown, it has not yet fully taken hold. Last Friday, we saw hints of re-rotation from few to the many, and I'll get to the charts in a second. Best case here would see that continue a bit. And what does that continue mean? Letting some of these mega caps and stocks like General Motors catch up. Stocks like a Caterpillar that literally, okay, here's my screen. Caterpillar.
Yeah, we know how Cat got killed.
Literally.
So, I mean, yeah, there's got to be value.
My guys are buying it.
Value in the industrials now. The old economy that people have written off because of recession.
But what I'm telling you is that's 4 days.
That looks good, man.
A week ago, it was over.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a grinding decline. Yeah.
So now people buying Caterpillar.
Looks good.
I bought a nice chunk of GM the other day.
Looks good.
Okay, Ford got there. I'm on the tape. It's not a bit. I didn't split the ad yet.
It looks all right.
Well, okay. Look at what a stock like Macy's did. I don't care.
Wow! They took out every long, and now they're gone, and it's going up without
12.80 to 15. Now, what did they do?
Was that earnings where they flushed everyone out on the long side?
Yeah.
I tell you what, Mike. Here's my theory about
Nordstrom's. By the way, Nordstrom's was literally the worst.
Oh wow! Well, I mean, Nicer
Now it's,
clothes anyway there.
now it's breaking out. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know
So
what? Mr.
here's my
Market is
names for
so
you.
mean.
Go
He's
ahead.
so mean that he has to shake out as many participants as possible before the move happens that they were looking for, then most likely without them.
Right.
Isn't he a mean guy?
KOD, a good position of mine. Look at this thing. If I was short, I forget about it. How about NNOX? Another one that we're building a position. Hold on.
Two
What else?
drives.
Let's look at the Crocs. Crocs, everybody said it was acting weak and didn't want to touch it on the 200 day. 103
Yeah.
to 114. Now people are buying it on the cup and handle through the three moving averages scrolling up. You know what I mean?
I'd sell any rally to 130 on that.
130. Oh, 130, coach. I'd be gone at 120 to 122. 130.
Well, you know what? I wanted to make you
130.
make you
130.
optimistic about the trade, buddy. But yeah,
130. Me and Diana would be freaking taking a cruise all over freaking South America if I went to 130.
Buenos Aires.
What's one of them?
But don't convert to Argentine pesos.
No, that
They change
if I'm
color of
gonna
the
no.
money there all the time. Color of money. Oh, what do we have today? It's blue, it's pink, it's green. I don't know. Anyway, it's a precursor of what we'll see here one day.
You know,
So,
the rotation is evident, coach. Goldman
okay.
heavily positioned. I haven't seen this in I don't know how long. Maybe they're heavy positioned in the rope. Maybe they sold the mega caps and they're positioned to a stock like a General Motors or a what else is moving good here? Even Target, starting to put a little base. A stock like Big Lots, they're squeezing. Big Lots was bankrupt 2 days ago from 4 cents, almost doubled. But that doesn't matter what they make widgets or anything. The bottom line is the stock had volume and it had price action and it didn't care if they make widgets. A stock that does this and all of a sudden has volume that, 5, 6, 7, 8 days in a row that has volume range and price. I'm not saying this is not the best trading stock, but this is a very good example. Are you with me?
Yeah, the one thing that bothers me, Mike, is on the last low. It's what I teach. It screws me up sometimes. On
Okay.
that last chart. I didn't give me a chance to finish.
No, I'll get it right now. It's right here.
All right. Oh, okay. You see the RSI
Yes.
at the lows? It made a new low with price. So to me, when momentum confirms price and they're both making new lows, it can be a bottom for a bounce, but normally you don't get a big turn on a confirmed low.
No, okay. That's fair.
Okay, that just,
Okay. No,
that's
I got you.
probabilities. You
I've heard
can.
that before. I actually do practice it. Sometimes these markets, especially lately, don't really, you kind of have to go by price action and principle. I appreciate
What's
that. I live
big?
by it. But the
What?
bottom line is stock went from 4 to 8, double.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
there we go. What else is
With
going
a big gap, was that earnings?
Yes, it was actually. But it was
So, I
also
mean, there have been a lot of positive earnings surprises this
ton.
season, hasn't there?
And this will show you why. The VIX.
Oh,
The VIX volatility is below the lowest before the pandemic. It's all never gonna happen. That's a
yeah.
fact.
Yeah.
U.S. fear and greed. The fear, what should be extreme greed. That's
It's
why
not
things
yet.
aren't really that
Maybe at
overbought.
43.40 it will be. Another week or two.
True. But you know what? Regardless, we give you the performing stocks that you can talk to aunt and uncles about, even if you're underperforming. Say, you know what? I have some GE, some CCL. Look at GE. Another
Pulte.
one. You know what I mean? Come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
How's NVIDIA acting with this broadening
it's
out?
acting wonderfully. I hope it goes down further. I bought some more this morning for the fun. And coach,
Okay.
listen, I am banking on this banking. I'm playing this at least as I sit today to go to 500.
That's exactly what Hugh Henry said.
I got out of the short. Remember, I played a move.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I played a move. I didn't think the video was going back to 312. Everybody, you know what? I played the short 419. Pulled back 40. The video I'm in is, how about the CF call? When your partner said that the day that he called, it was
that was Hugh again.
That was 10%. Well, Hugh, well done. Good idea. I have some.
Well, he did manage billions.
Okay. No, have him on again.
Now, and he did look pretty, didn't look too stressed out there in St. Bart's with that background. That's where he lives.
Well, listen, I guess
Built
that's
a hotel there. So
nice. You should
yeah,
tell him then.
from trading. See, so don't quit your daydream. Everybody hearing my voice. I'm not saying don't quit your day job. Don't quit your daydream.
Or marry rich, and then you could just that's your hedge.
Yeah, and you could make their family poorer.
Well, it's okay. At least it's not your. Well, at least all you have to do is embezzle. Well,
Can
anyway,
you ask for 2 and 20 on
family.
your spouse's money? Huh?
No, I actually have the
Uh,
one. No, well, she's got a nice job. Don't get me wrong.
okay,
She
all right.
has to. All right. By the way, regardless,
You trade for your wife?
no, I
Yeah,
don't own
good,
any. I don't even personally trade
good,
for myself.
good idea.
I don't
All
own
right,
anything.
all right.
Anything. I own horses, but
Yeah,
that's a
well,
depreciating asset. I can write that off on something else.
okay.
Whatever. Okay, so you know what? Regardless of what we think, here is the
What do
opinion.
we?
We're a
What's?
little bit. We came in.
Yeah,
Short-term sentiment was basically stock picking. The oils, by the way, down, and the tech's up, kind of washed that out. Here's the global view, regardless of our opinion. I always give what Goldman thinks. You don't really have
yeah,
to listen to the webcast or the podcast if you want to listen to our opinions. Tomorrow, we have a lot of high level opinions to be redundant, but there's what Goldman thinks. Here's what Bank of America thinks about their retail or their client trends. If you have an opinion about it, you want to ask a question, I'll be more than happy to dissertate. But I give this without opinion. I keep going, gapping up, gapping down, coach. And by the way, Kramer, crypto, great call on coin, by the way. What a call that is. And by the way, I'm going to lead this because we're on a time constraint to a degree because we have a couple of appointments, respectively, is this. And it boiled down to what Mike Santoli another way. Now, what you want to see is consolidation. Big cap can retest some downside, but we want to see broadening. General Motors, United
yeah,
Airlines. You
yeah.
want to see some oil start to base. These retailers that are making these big moves, let them back and fill, if you will. That way, the whole market can make another push, maybe higher into the end of the quarter, the end of this month. So you know what I mean? Let things roll off.
Right.
It's only June, the first week of June. A lot to be done. And Coach said that you're absolutely right, regardless of opinion, which is correct because the price action is showing earnings are coming in good. I don't peak inflation. That's peak inflation is like, it's like being too woke at this point. It's back there. It's in the rearview mirror, to be honest.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh no, okay, but there's a lot of catching up to do on pullbacks if it is that way, Coach.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. I remember when Powell started his campaign of tightening, Mike. He was also targeting the wealth effect. Okay, the wealth effect being equities, real
Okay,
estate. Okay,
I understand.
so he's not making headway in either because the wealth effect is not being dissipated with the market trading at these levels and heading higher. And the inflation outlook has come down. I heard some people say it could be 2% at the next reading. But you have a lot of things happening in agricultural commodities. I recommend people take a look at wheat. And in fact, Mike,
Well, the
maybe
dam
you
that
could,
broke the dam that broke in Ukraine, I
yeah,
believe drove wheat
another
prices
thing,
up today.
yeah, and we have a grande El Nino out there in the Pacific, and I've seen very dry conditions in the Midwest there. I believe Tecrium is the name of the company that has ETFs on wheat. You ever
Okay.
look at those?
No, I just think there is an ETF on wheat. Its symbol is wheat.
Okay, so you could just buy that.
Here it is.
Okay, it's trying to bottom.
And as you'll see, this reflected the move that when we were doing videos of for now a couple of years. Remember the wheat move here?
Yeah, that was a war.
And by the way, yeah, you're right, the war. By the way, McDougal, our boy, he disappeared. He bought wheat on the bottom of that new remember the
Oh
guy
yeah, yeah.
that
Well, he was
2017
a
and
little
19,
early. He tried it on the third drive, but he was early.
right church,
I
wrong
was
pew.
early a few times. I think this time it's real.
I do
I
too.
think corn and beans look okay too. Um, you know, we don't have a lot of carryover stocks in grains. We can't afford a bad weather year, especially in light of Ukrainian farmers trying to bring in a crop while drones are overhead. I can't believe they can even do it. Could you farm on a battlefield, buddy? I don't know.
It's not
There,
something, I don't think, it's not something I'm
it's
willing to sign
amazing.
up for. It's
It's
certainly not
amazing.
something, yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Anyway,
Um,
to get back to a couple of things as we're leading, because I wanted to point out that it's not really how I don't really try to interpret too much information. I try to give it and then expand on that. Here you go, 4 minutes ago. As I said, big, the stock that went from 4 to 8, still taking volume here. They're squeezing. They're buying calls, which, as you know, presents a squeeze into the initial equity.
right.
Coin bearish. Here's another one I wanted to point out. Ford, again, bull flow alongside some of the other cyclical names
Cyclicals.
today. Okay,
Dear
and they're going out
caterpillar.
to June. They're going out to June. They're not really putting a lot of
Yeah, that's
emphasis on it.
they're looking for a pop if it's only June.
That's correct. So this
Okay.
big lots is taking some moves. Amazon, they're
Yeah.
going into June.
Some
Right, a lot of
short covering on
a lot
that.
of short term squeezometer. Look for sell signal. The market's a little stretched here as it was yesterday about this time. Then it started to pull back a little bit, but that's about it. It's my turn to give you the sweeps and everything, and what the wise guys are doing, going back to TradeGATEHub and relaying them. So we'll leave it there, Coach, in somewhat an abbreviated session. But I want to leave it finally and look for our TradeView Markets and TradeGATEHub to continue the massive push into social media with Instagram and Twitter and LinkedIn, and also on TradeGATEHub, because as we grow, we have to. I mean, we have too many
Well, there was
employees.
actually a comment after my stream yesterday. Some lady congratulating us on the great content and rapid growth.
Oh, I appreciate that. Well, that's
Isn't that
you know
nice?
what?
Yeah.
That's a microcosm of what TradeView Markets is doing at this very moment, which is why we're doing. I mean, the firm is growing, that we're allowed these other we're allowed a division to expand and push our product more. Appreciate to the team underneath us and to management and everybody up, upstairs.
Okay. I just want to make a mention that today's the anniversary of D-Day.
Oh yes, true,
And
Coach.
Mike, I watch a lot of war movies,
Okay.
and I'm in awe of the courage that these men had to come out of a amphibious vehicle in the water, hitting the beaches with machine gun fire blazing.
Yeah, that's
It's
it's hard
really,
enough to. I mean, it's hard enough to be a
the
man in
great.
fire machine. Yeah.
They certainly were the greatest generation. No generation since has lived up to their sacrifice and what they did to give America the last 70 years of prosperity and peace. So that's my tribute.
Well, I back it, Coach, and I know that if you watch your Twitter feed, you're a person of deep faith and respect, and I appreciate that as well. I'm from the same breed, and I second that as well. Thank you.
All right. So after that, good hunting. Remember, everyone, don't just count your pips, count your blessings. Come in and say hello to Mike and me.
Yeah, we'll be in all day. Listen,
TradeGATEHub.com.
we're an international room. We got people posting from China, Austria, US, from New York, San Diego, all time zones.